think it's working. This is take 3 on the 11th live stream. I did some more Instagram design follow-up, kind of developing that story system and post system into something that was scalable, but one time I didn't even show my screen for about 20 minutes, so I just scrapped it. And then the second time, I didn't get shit done, and I had like double audio going, so I just said, fuck it. Why bother? So those are scrapped. I'll probably do a follow-up on the Instagram shit. I'm still kind of fleshing it out. I just, me verbalizing how design systems are working while not really creating a bunch of shit's probably not the most interesting. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. But now I'm kind of on to the next thing. Trying to just keep things mixed up. So I was posting on Instagram last night some of the explorations I was doing. But I'm working on some icons and configurations for a Stream Deck XL, which I just got a few days ago. But I've been kind of exploring what the full realm of possibility is for how I can kind of work it into my workflow. Super interesting. Like I was telling someone, it's like a touch bar but useful. Like the way it's created in the platforms and the tools you can kind of have at your disposal, it's super interesting. And it kind of recontextualizes every time you go into different apps. You can have multiple layers and folders, which then have multiple actions that you can do. So really, I don't know. It's really interesting. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. I still haven't used it like extensively actually in my workflow, but I'm kind of starting to put some thought to it and kind of what seems to be useful, what doesn't. So I'm kind of an initial pass. Like I gymmed till like 2 in the morning last night working on some configurations because I kind of made so I'm trying to do, so you can create different profiles, and those profiles become active when you are in different apps. And I'll be very transparent. Like I thought Streamlabs was the primary use, like me doing these and me just like kind of over here, like, and the fact that like I was so distracted with stuff on top of other stuff that I didn't know that the stream was fucking hidden for 20 minutes. And then hearing that I could do other things with other apps, I was like, all right, there could be something really cool to this. So I took the plunge, primarily for Streamlabs and curiosity for everything else. And it's really like the way it works. I'll get into it, but you can basically access a lot of deep functionality in apps, which, I mean, a lot of it, like, it's so hardwired, like, a lot of this stuff like triggering grids and triggering rulers and guides, that I don't think is going to go away from using keyboard shortcuts. And that's kind of the balance I'm trying to find right now, is like, what is actually quicker for me to just stick with the traditional key commands versus some of the deeper functionalities that I use a lot that sometimes kind of pull me away from various things I'm working on in order to like go into that deeper menu or like do a fucking claw grip for whatever shortcut I need. And then with so many different apps, like me tracking all of these shortcuts in my head is also another thing that's becoming a little overwhelming. I mean, between DaVinci Resolve, Ableton Live, Capture One, Lightroom, Photoshop, Sketch. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. After Effects, Font Lab. Like it's just getting hard to track it all, and like some of it's just like Photoshop. I don't think I'll ever lose that muscle memory. But yeah, that's something I'm just kind of evaluating. Like how deep down this rabbit hole do I want to go is kind of the ultimate question that I'm still working through right now. So I'll I'll get my stupid face off of here and I'll kind of show what I've been working on, because I'm actually going to show what I'm working on this time, because I'm not totally 3/4 helpless. Yeah, so transitions, I'm still working on audio design for those. Like, I'm trying to use like different erosions and noise generators and actually make transitions that go along with all that shit. So all this stuff I've been working on is kind of on hold right now. I'm just diving into this whole fucking thing. So where I'm at right now, just move something here. So I am diving into icon design for the most part. Or it's actually half of it. The other half is spent. So actually, I know why I didn't have this take up the full screen, so I could access this guy on and off. So this is the configurator tool that Stream Deck uses. And I don't know if I like, it's pretty self-explanatory, and I mean, people can find out about it, but I don't know about the balance of me. Like, I didn't get this for free. I have nothing to gain. I just think for someone like me who works in all sorts of shit, and I know a lot of people who's basically, I mean, their livelihood is design and working through these apps and navigating all this shit. So I see the value in it. I think other people would too. But yeah, so I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just like, this is what I'm finding, sort of thing. So you can create all these profiles. Like for right now, Capture One is the most kind of built out right now. And for each of these, there's really a couple main functionality, or a couple main ways you can control it. Let's see. Oh, so, and there are like other third-party apps that I think, like, the platform's just going to get better if you ask me. So they have this whole more actions thing where people are building additional ways you can configure very specific things. Like for me, like, it's kind of nice, like Spotify integration. Like, I have persistent controls right here that I can't use now because I can't play any fucking music with this stream. Yeah, it's kind of nice things like that. There's different states to this, so when you play pause, like, it triggers. And something, I guess I'm kind of tilting cap of what I'm planning on, but I'm going to release this as a downloadable product. It's going to be interesting to see how that works, if it works, if anyone wants it. I've been crowing about this thing to a lot of people, and I've gotten a lot of interest from people on Instagram about kind of how it works. Interesting that I'm finding it useful. And I'm not trying to get everyone to use it so you can go turn around and buy this fucking icon set, but I don't know. For me, like, I think this is going to be a huge piece of my creative workflow going forward. And I'm going to spend a lot of time, like, it's unfortunate, like, having time to work on personal projects, and I'm spending it not creating and just getting stuck in the weeds again. I don't think I'm trying to just buy time to not actually create anything. I would love to be. I'd love for this to be all figured out, but I'm seeing the value in hitting pause and getting the shit all dialed in. And yeah. So yeah, long story short, this will be available. And I'm maybe have someone lined up to do some animations for this, because when it's in the on and off state, you can create like animated GIFs, which I think for some of these, like the very super minimal visual language, like one thing I did have, where is it? Like in Ableton, oh, I'll show in the Stream Deck actually. Not that. So if I go to, so I can do profile switching from here. Where is it? It's live. I fucked that icon up. But basically, like, some of these on and off states, you can just kind of trigger, but you can do nice animations between them. So instead of having this like heavy inverted active state, I think there will be one that's going to be more traditional like this. I think there's going to be two versions. There's going to be one that I'm going to put out that's just going to be static, and it's probably going to be a bit more high visibility, and then more of an animated one working with a buddy, which I don't know when that's going to come out. These are going to take a long time to all animate, especially for what I kind of want to do. Especially like, I don't know, even with like the simple form, like, so this is like overdub, you can animate that, I think, in a lot of different ways that could be kind of cool. Yeah, and trying to have some fun with it too. I don't know, like tempo tap, it's repeated, animates, it could become like this crazy thing that oscillates tempo. Pushing keys could be kind of cool. Yeah, this is the capture one. So this is, I think this is the most refined of all of them so far. And so some of the functionality I'm looking at, so right here in this section is, these four right here are the primary cursor modes that I use. And sometimes capture one's kind of funky about them. Although they are pretty easy. The healing brush is the only one that's kind of weird for me. It's a Control H, which kind of requires a little bit of like claw grip to get working. So I think that one will be nice to kind of have access to. These, I don't know. I'm probably not going to use them very much. That's why, so I'm also finding I prefer the buttons at the bottom with my hand resting on the desk. So stuff I plan on using more, I'm moving to the bottom. I'm not totally sold on these being here. I actually think this might switch, if I'm being completely honest. I think these are probably my most used features. This would be my guess. Yeah, and I'm also looking at different ways, like, so you can create folders as well. So on the configurator, see, I've already got it hidden. So this is just gonna have to be off to the side. So I have like my Stream Deck. So I have different scenes I can trigger. So I can go back to like a static screen, do this. I can like control the mics, control different audio levels. I can tweet stuff out. This is like the rain, so the background just launches a website. Just a lot of little shit that, like, if you know you do it all the time, why not be strategic about it and just kind of, I don't know, take that off your plate in terms of, like, it's not a big thing to just open up the website and go to a bookmarked URL, but like doing this a bunch of times and slowly chipping away at all these sort of menial tasks. I'm not showing my desktop again. At least it wasn't 20 minutes, it was only 20-ish seconds. So yeah, so here's the rain option. Like, you can have soundboards and stuff like that. So Streamlabs has some very specific functionality built in and kind of some custom buttons per each application. Not a ton of support so far. Like Spotify has it, so you can add more controls. I only have like play, pause, or I have volume up, volume down, play, pause, and next. I don't find myself going back very often. And toggling shuffle. I almost always listen on shuffle anyways, so shit like that, like you can kind of just whittle it down. What else is like value custom? So that's what's kind of nice. They have the one custom they have so far is like the CPU processor, so I can kind of keep an eye on that in more intensive apps. Streamlabs being one. Desktop is kind of nice. I think in live, I'll also want to go ahead and add that in there, especially if I get into some, like, if I ever finish a song where there's all these instruments and effects being applied to MIDI. Thankfully, I have the Mac Pro, which should be able to handle that, but it's always just something kind of good to keep an eye on. I do hope I mean, part of the reason why I like this so much is like, it just seems like a platform that can just keep growing. Like even with the Streamlabs, like if they could do drop frames as something on here, so you can just get a notification of how many frames are being dropped, which I think it seems possible. It seems like people have been doing this for a couple of years. And it seems like it's growing. People are getting more and more interested in it. So I hope further interest only helps further develop the platform and kind of helping us realize its full potential. Which again, I see tons. And again, this is just the way I work. I'm never gonna just advocate for people to do anything. Maybe this just doesn't work. Like, it's like the touch bar. I think in theory it sounds nice, but I think the limited functionality you can program into it kind of just undercuts it instantly. I always touch it inadvertently. That's like the most use it gets. I always turn off like the contextual options. I don't know why, but it just doesn't like not. Maybe you can configure it further. I know you can kind of move things around in there, but it never was exactly what I needed, and it wasn't like. Of course, trash pickup's happening right now, which is great, but it's not like these sort of like groupings that you can just kind of like mentally wrap your head around. Like, so if I need to manipulate a track with like play pause, I can stop. I can just like stop all the it's not session view. I can't remember. It's stopping like the clips and playing like the linear view, or recording or turning automation on and off. Like, it kind of becomes more of like a hub where I can just put my energy towards. And that's where even with like Capture One, I've worked on creating a way for me to, so I can go like previous next, I can zoom in, I can create, this is adding variants, this is selecting a variant, I guess I can do that here, and deleting. Empty trash just kind of belongs next to it, but this is like so this would be how I could use the Stream Deck purely for like filtering through new images that I bring in. I think I only have like 3 color tags, and I think I'd like to expand upon it. This might let me do that, of having more color tags readily available. I am thinking about consolidating the colors into a folder, just so I can kind of open up the space a little bit. I'm having second thoughts on like whether I want this to be so, like, it's nice having it all so readily accessible, but at the same time, a little visual clarity might not hurt. So like, let's say I just leave all of these empty and create like a visual barrier. So if I know I have like 12 or whatever of one type of modification, I can kind of block those together. Or if it's just 8, and then have another like title column, basically. That will require more diving into folders, and you don't have as much visibility, but I'm finding there's a way. So I just did this with, let's see, Capture One. So using, well, I have to be in the application for it to work. So it's basically just sending, in the simplest form, many of these actions are just purely keyboard shortcuts. So you can define a lot of these. I just started mashing like Control Option Command just to try and avoid any conflicts. So like I have the new adjustment layer, which is over here. So you can see like this is literally all it's inputting. So if I have the Stream Deck closed, it's automatically going to override whatever I'm, like these profiles have a default application. So the capture one, anytime I go into capture one, it's going to override whatever profile I'm in and go into that. That's not to say I can't then write that again, because I have the title sort of working as a profile switcher. So if I just tap the profile, I just get live, slobs, default. This is like desktop. I still don't know what to call it yet. But I mean, even with this, it's kind of nice. Like I just have, like, I know the key commands by heart. Sometimes I get them wrong, but like screenshot to clipboard. And clear, like just view desktop. I'm trying to get a way to access things like display preferences, but I haven't had any luck yet. There's a way to launch it, but it involves using F2, which is also bound to, or you have to do, I can't remember, it's like control, I could look at it. Oh, it didn't take. But it involves using like the brightness button, which is F2, and it kind of it doesn't recognize the input for some reason, so there's no input registered. But this is helpful for, specifically for me with bouncing between like the default Pro XDR display profile and then going to photography when I'm editing. Those are really the only two that happens with. Shit. So I actually didn't specify this. So this would be, and so you can create profiles for literally everything. So that's what I just think is crazy about this, and how I just see so much value. And I'm still very much in the learning phases of it. And I'm bouncing between like optimizing the layouts, wanting to do all the icon design because I haven't done it in so long. Like literally stayed up till 2 in the morning last night just jamming on these icons. Also while trying to think about the layouts, but not. It's a weird balance, and I think like some of this stuff is going to get switched around. So I made the swap in the sketch file, but not here. And so what's nice is like I just did that, and it's immediately showing up on my Streamlabs. So it is very easy to do. And I think I was showing some of the stuff yesterday when it comes to, and so yeah, like what I was saying, like if this was closed, it would properly overwrite. So it would automatically go to Ableton. But yeah, you can see like I can just turn my automation on and off up here. I can, where's my tempo? Or not my tempo, my metronome. I can turn that on and off. I can start tapping for this. I can play. This is just like a bass loop, I think. Oh, I don't know where that's coming out. It's coming out of, there's probably an echo because it's coming out of my Mac speaker, but I don't really need to get into that. The biggest thing for me was getting into these folders. I am so fucking excited that this shit works. There's videos of people doing it, but there's literally no explanation of how people are doing it. Except for one guy on YouTube got asked how he did it, and he left a comment about you need to leverage search in order to make it happen, which I spent fucking hours, because this is like the biggest thing. If you're working on something, sometimes navigating the browser, like I haven't wrapped my head around favorites and kind of reorganizing everything. So it was super valuable for me to be able to just be working on something and just hear it's like, oh shit, like I want to have some audio effects. I'll click into that. And I'm still working through a lot of these icons, but it's like, so for this audio track, let's say I want to have like EQ8. I want to add a reverb and an echo. Like, to me, this shit is so wild. And I think I haven't done it yet, but I can do my presets for, so my user library, actually I do want to see this. So if I go back, so these are like this is the one thing I can't totally wrap my head around is, if I want to have my user library, I'll probably have my user library as its own folder, kind of as like a master folder sitting over here. I think I had it in the design. Yeah, so I've gone back and forth on little visual language things. And designing for this size, oh yeah, my RTJ mug, that probably the most disappointing mug I've ever had. It could have been so good. First time not drinking booch or beer on here, but yeah, the form factor is small. It feels like you have to be way more chunky with everything, and for me, trying to be very simple and blocky and minimal, it's interesting. You learn things along the way. Oh, so I need to update my loop button. Where is this going? So again, like with Sketch, I'm assuming most people who design in Sketch, this is going to be patently obvious, but using this like folder structure is super important with this. So again, because it's Ableton / loop, it's always going to export out into this folder for Ableton. So here's the new icon, and really updating it is as easy as just dragging shit on top. It's updated on here. Only thing that's weird is like some stuff is really sharp and some edges look a little soft. And I thought this could be a colossal fuck up. I mean, it won't take that long, but my understanding was that these icons in their raw size, because you can also create new icon. They have this little guy that you can use to create your own. So you're not super into design. Let's say you're a gamer. They have all these default ones you can use, which are all gross to me. But there's something to be said about them being color coded and not requiring a ton of cognitive load to kind of understand what you're going for. So it's like you can group things by color. I don't want to do that. It's going to be interesting whether or not I feel the need to. I don't want this to turn into like a night bright. Like, I like the fact that it's just black and white, and I hope the icons are obvious enough over time. I think there's going to need to be some refinement in terms of like how I'm representing it. That's why I think like this tap, 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 like, I don't know. I think that's probably my favorite one so far. The overdub also being like, it's getting at a more complex functionality, but it's represented pretty simply. I don't know if it fully translates, but that one, like animating it might be enough. I don't know. I want to have some fun with this fucking thing. Like, the guy I want to have animate this, like, our brains are both exceptionally dumb, and especially in our humor. So there could be some very random fun stuff in this, which I don't know. Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid too much, but I think this shit's gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I got totally sidetracked. Where the fuck was I? Oh, instruments. I wasn't doing this. Oh, yeah. So, sorry. Like, for some reason, actually, I do know why. I hate the setting where each display is set as different spaces, especially with my iPad. And for some reason, it decided to move all of like the command tab, like if you use that to function or like to navigate through apps, it's moved that to my iPad for some reason. So that's why the main screen should be the primary where all of like the system finder stuff happens, but I haven't logged out. I like did it right before I started the stream and I didn't want to start it again. Yeah. So user library. So this is, okay. So you can see like with some of these instruments, I need to do some organizing. I have all these drum kits. I'm not gonna hide them. I'm really enjoying using some of these drum kits. That's some of my, having a lot of fun with that. It's good distraction from not writing. Different chord progressions, but that's a different story. I don't know if I mentioned in this one. I definitely mentioned it in the last 2 takes at Livestream 11. That intro is just like a drum loop that I'm fucking around with. I don't think it's definitely not cool enough for coming out after trap beats talking about fucking icon sets, but I'm gonna get something a little more appropriate in there. And I'm hoping it's gonna be something I can just like do these quick like hour or 2 just kind of audio sketches and keep that as something that's different. Just a good way to practice. Yes, instruments. So actually I need to go back. So the way these work, so that's a tuner. Instruments, so I can paste. That's what's nice is you can copy and paste, but you can't copy and paste multiple, which to me is so stupid. Like I have to like copy and paste every one of these each time. So I've updated the volume up, volume down icons. I've updated different states of this. Like, and every time I do that, I have to like copy one, go back, paste it, copy one, go back, paste it. Like, it seems like a super easy fix, and that's really a pretty small thing, all things considered. Trash truck's nice and loud. That's good. It's real good. So instruments. So I'm looking for. So I have like a primary rack. It's kind of like a starter. It's got all the different sounds that I'm looking for. I kind of use it as a starting point. It's got just like good snares, claps, everything. Some little percussion mixed in, and I tend to just like use that and then modify the sounds based off of just kind of what I'm thinking I want to do with it. Why is the saturator off on this? I want to see if I can get this stream setup. Is this gonna work? I don't know if this is gonna work or not. It does. It is loud. So I made a kick. Whatever. I don't know why the saturator's off. Oh, I think I wanted it off. You hear that extra texture that this adds. It has like the medium curve on it, so it's not crazy. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll blow my ears out. And this is where I need to get into like a master. I'll see if I can do it through here. So I have audio effects. So with the master selected, I want to add a limiter. Yep. So that should save my ears a little bit. Not something I want to keep on there, but as you start fucking around with like adding saturation or like a drum bus, some of those can get really fucking loud. Yeah. But you can see how it just worked. Like I was able to, I mean, having this on the side of what I'm looking at, so now I can go back. And the one thing I'm still also figuring out, which is kind of nice, let me finish the thought. Let me get this done. So this is instruments. So this, you can put a title in there and it puts it on top. I just want to use my custom font for everything. So I turn that off, which can kind of make, I mean, you have to really rely on the icons. So you can't put like a fully FPO. So that's why it's like a very basic starter, as you can see on a lot of these. I just use like plus title for now as placeholders, because this is the balance of like going through and figuring out like, okay, this is what I want. Is this mapping correctly? Is this organizing in a way that makes sense? Then I get carried away and do shit like this that, you know, maybe I should or shouldn't. It's to be determined. So multi-actions are basically the key of how this works. You can figure it out. Props to the guy who made the YouTube video. I don't know who you are. I sent him an email asking how he did it because I couldn't quite figure it out, even knowing it was search. And then literally like 2 minutes after sending the email, figured out, oh yeah, you can just start stacking some of these commands. So basically you need to activate search. You then need to, so you have these different controls where you can put in like system text. So you activate it, you enter the text, and then if you push the down arrow, it goes into the results. And this is where I don't know how well this is going to scale for other people. It'll be interesting to see. I think there's machine learning based on like how much you use things. It starts elevating things higher up. That I'm not sure of, and it might require some changes. But so basically, input gets you into the results, and then if you push the enter from the number pad, it will add it to whatever's selected or replace it. And then just as a good measure, I have it push escape at the end of it. That clears out the search. So in the instance, if I want to start adding multiple things, sometimes it gets a little weird if I still have the search up. It starts adding like, or even if I have the browser in focus, it somehow comes up with different search result order. So then I get random instruments, which is strange. But so for this, the text, I want to put in, was it primary rack? So this is where I'll need to go into the sketch file, effects, instruments. So I like put in a placeholder. I don't like that. No. So I actually did make a symbol for just the single, like a temporary plus item, which I can then just center. And then in this, I can do primary rack, which is, nope. That was the old profile look. How do you do line returns? There we go. Which, whatever. This is temporary. So this will be primary rack. Actually, I want to get rid of that. So this is where it's important to just like commit to the artboard naming. Yeah, because what I should do right now is, are you? I don't know what's going on. All my symbols are being put up here and not in like a symbols section. I remember there being a setting for that, but I can't find it. It seems like things are still working. I don't fucking know. It's really strange. So yeah, I have my Ableton instruments. So I'm just going to create the grid so I can kind of wrap my head around what my layout is I'm working with. So that's 3. Fuck. I'm sure there's some way of like automating creating arrangements, but I just, whatever. This isn't that bad. The guides on here make this super easy, all the snapping. Sketch's guides are so much better than Photoshop's. Sorry. It's true. And this is where there might be duplicates. Because I think there's going to be different ways I'm going to want to search. So thinking about this, so I'll have all my audio effects, MIDI effects, and I might need to create folders within that. So if I have like distortion as a category, I can drill down into that. Yeah, that's where it becomes like a mind fuck. And I'm not, that's where I think it's going to evolve over time with like, this works now, but as I want to keep adding more things in, maybe I need to have this so it scales. What's nice is like, fundamentally it's just like adding a folder and kind of restructuring things, so it's not that big of a deal. The hardest thing is creating these icons and setting like for some of these multi-actions. I think some of that stuff is probably the most time consuming. So yeah. Oh my God, don't do this. So this should actually be, no, nope, I'm stupid. This, why does it say compressor? It's not a compressor, it's back. So I went through some different naming ideas along the way. But the idea being, like with this already set up, all I have to do is like push down and then just add whatever the name is. So then it just keeps everything organized. So this would be back as well. And I went back and forth with having some global elements, or like a global folder where I don't have all these duplicate images of back arrows that are all kind of sourced in one section. I think I have that for the volume up, because I don't have that on every app. So it kind of makes sense. I don't know. But let's see if this works. So I have to keep looking down. I'm so stupid. So that's the kick. So one thing I need to work on next is like adding a new track that I don't have set up. So that's just Command-Shift-T. This is a MIDI track. And then I push primary rack with this selected. Yeah, so then, I mean, it's in there. Then if I want to go back, add audio effects, add like a saturator, add a chorus, add an EQ3, I mean, tuner. And like this is just like not losing my spot. So if I'm over here like writing something and I'm just hearing that I need something added to it, I mean, it's pretty valuable. Don't pay too much attention to this. I can't tell how loud this is. I feel like I need to turn it down. I was messing around with like some... Oh, I think I put an echo on here. That's not to get too distracted with like live and sound design, but it's like the benefits of just like building my own kick on some of this stuff. I don't know. I love this shit. So the kick is not sampled from an actual kick, it's just layers of different synths. There's like a noise and low end, mid. So yeah, this is probably gonna be loud. Uh-oh. Yeah, I fucked around with the glide. I broke it. Or no, the release time. Yeah. Don't mind this. I was like, oh, I'm adding all this shit. Why don't I just write a couple notes to it? The only thing I really like is the kick. I don't know. Being able to create rhythm with your kick is kind of interesting. I guess, I don't know if that's the whole idea of an 808. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know shit for sound design or music theory, production techniques. But this is probably the one where I see the most potential right now. What was I gonna do? So the primary rack worked. Oh, new track. That's what I want to do. I think I designed... See, I had temp. This is where it's like I want to do it. So my process for designing has been... I use the Noun project a lot. I think this is a really good resource just for like ideas. You can always Google search like such and such icon, but I think there's some good stuff here. I don't recreate exactly what I find. I mean, I have a visual language that I think I'm refining through my stuff. I don't know if this is going to come up with anything or not. So I think like, so for me, how I look at this and get something out of it is like this, I think is the best way to represent it. Of just like, it's MIDI versus sound waves is really the difference here. Sorry, I just got to check something. Emails all... Oh god, one email that's not working is my work email. Yes. Okay, so emails. Work. I'm not working. Kind of working. This shit doesn't work. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. But also in looking at this and kind of extrapolating the difference between the two things of like MIDI looks like this and sound waves almost look like the rotated version of that. So let's, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I wonder if I could use this. So MIDI track. I don't know why this is gross and half pixeled. Oh, it's placed on a fucking half pixel. This is the only thing I don't like about Sketch, and I have no idea. Matt, yeah. Never mind. Fuck. It's like, why don't place it on a half pixel, just please. I think there's a setting you can control that, but I'm just being dense. So I'm trying to keep consistent with, I thought I created an icon or a symbol for the plus. I guess I only did it with this. I'm still finding I have a couple different pluses, which is not good. This is where like the refinement's gonna need to come in, because it's like how, like, this is technically a different plus. Like this is part of the UI that shows up when you do a new gradient. So if I go, okay, I'm gonna move all this over. No, the computer doesn't like that. What the fuck's going on? Oh, don't. Let's see. Oh, so this is capture 1. So if I use this guy for a linear gradient, it's not so much a plus. I do have mask visibility turned on and off, which is nice. The only thing that does kind of suck is like my on and off states for these buttons can become out of sync. If I ever use, at least from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like there's any communication back and forth about whether there's a consistent like on off that's dictated. So if I come in here, so I added an adjustment layer and I put a mask on it. So right now, I'm going to show the visibility of it. Or no, this actually, I don't have this set up for 2 different ones. I think live would be the one to test it. It is here. So I have my metronome. So if I turn it on, you can see it's activated here. But if I turn that off, it doesn't update here. So it's reflecting that it's on when it's not, which is a problem. And it's as easy as resyncing it, but is this more hassle than it's worth? I think the visual cue is kind of nice, so I can kind of know, like, I mean, it's like when you look at this interface, you can see what all is toggled at any one moment. And it'd be nice to have it a little bigger and consolidated of like, check, check, check. Like I've got all this shit on, like I've got my automation on, I've got the follow on. You can kind of get a status update all in one spot off of the UI. It's like apps like Live, like there's so much shit going on and so much shit to look at. It's kind of nice to distill it down into like a much more simple presentation and a larger one that's more like visually easier to digest. I don't know. It's a thought. I wanted to try it with this. I hadn't actually tested to see whether it was reactive or not, but yeah. Let's see, where were we? So my slobs, default, yeah. I'm just gonna kind of bounce around between these. So I was looking at adding a track. That's where I was. So to me, I kind of want to look at, and I'm sure someone's going to cringe looking at this in terms of like how I'm actually doing it. I'm not doing this in the way to scale right now. I'm just going to own that very much right now. So don't judge me. Like to create gaps in here, what I should do is, what I really should do is create combined shape. Oh. So I create a union combined shape I should call this plus 20 pics, and then create a symbol. Yes. What fuck. God damn it. See, this is where you can get run away with like creating a system and whether you actually are helping or hurting yourself. So I'm happy I created that, but I'm going to detach it instantly. I want this to be in a group. So this will be the top title section. No, this already isn't making sense. So I'm thinking of this as like the session view where you have these titles up here and you want to add a new one in. But if I'm trying to represent MIDI, that doesn't really make sense. But this can also scale. So if I do 54, I mean, this is already, I think, getting better. So I have my MIDI in here. What the fuck else is in here? It's the frame. That's why. So I want the MIDI on top of that. I want this on top of that, although it's not the title section. This should just be the plus because what I've been doing is creating these 8-pixel knockouts. What I'll want to eventually do is actually create the proper shape instead of doing these kind of gross one-offs. I'm not proud of this, so I don't think I am, but it works very quickly. I'm trying to get this out in a way that I can test it. I shouldn't even be doing these icon designs right now, if I'm going to be entirely honest. I just don't think it's a good idea. The fuck? Why is that not? Oh, that's why. Stupid. So this guy can go. So in my brain, so part of the exercise is also understanding like how my brain works and also trying to create something that's kind of universally, or I guess ubiquitous with certain things, which is icon design in a nutshell. But I think first pass on this is going to be like what works for my brain. Yeah, that's going to be step one. So this is MIDI notes, and I'm trying to keep organized, but I'm really not focusing too much on this. So that's the knockout. So what I'll want to do, consistency, get rid of this guy. And again, like I don't have the page pulled up that shows who all is here or not here. I have the chat up. So if you're here, ask away. Can be this, anything, something else, whatever. This is just kind of what's gotten me pretty stoked right now. Stoked. Man. This, I don't know if I should be rotating this. But the idea I was thinking in my head is just literally rotating these notes. Problem is they're all the same fucking length, which is stupid. And when you start modifying rotated shapes in Sketch, sometimes it gets a little weird. Plus, yeah, like, what are you doing? Why would you go on the half pixel? Where is it? Show pixel. Create on zoom. Show grid. Wait, it's grid settings. Or if it's layout settings. There should be a setting to allow sketch preferences. Uncheck the first box. What? So that's clearly an old answer. Pixel fitting fit layers. So maybe if I search pixel fitting, nope. So sketch, snap to pixel, scef. Yeah, this is the same wrong answer. View canvas, so smart. Jesus Christ, I need more coffee. Rounding, it's not. Down the command queue while dragging. Oh. Oh shit. There's so many little things like this. I hope this works. So if I do, nope. It immediately goes off. Why? If I'm zoomed into the pixel level and it's showing me the fucking grid, like why instantly go off of it? So then if I move it, great, good job guys. I have to like manually override these half pixel fucking alignment. Like it's not aligned to anything. That's what I don't get. Stupid. I just use arrows, is that? It's just what I need. So what I'm thinking, so I'll just increase the height here. I create like a waveform out of this. Maybe I put a gap in it. So I'm trying to use 2 and 4 pixel gaps. And of course, if this is Retina, I don't even know if I finished my thought earlier. Like these are supposed to be 120, they're supposed to be 77 pixels based off of that initial generator. That says a little stat, says like that's what the size is. Which, whatever, like 144 lines with like Retina, like DPI. Kind of weird, like so these canvases are all 144. So if I need to adjust the canvas size, it could be a fucking nightmare because I have to do it all these times, re-export all of them. Let's see. Elgato Stream Deck icon size 72. That's what I meant. So they're all 144. And this is coming from Elgato. You can also use animated GIFs, GIFs, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I think GIF is weird. It's a shitty peanut butter. Yeah, I said it. It's Laura Scudder's or get the fuck out of here. I like to actually keep on looking. Yeah. This is gonna be like the coolest part, I think. But that's. See where we can go with that. Let's see. Okay, where the fuck was I? Oh, MIDI tracks. That's right. That's it. No. No. What? What audio track? Go. So these. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Why? So this isn't even up. This, all my gross shit going on. Don't judge me. I kind of like to keep this. Oh my god. And when things don't work the way they should, I have to. See? I have to do it like 10 more times for it to really stick. Like, oh hey. It doesn't work like it's supposed to. So if I have 8, I think that's a good round number with the gap in the middle, but well, the gap's uneven, which is stupid. All right, it's 4. Why? What? Huh? Could have done distribute evenly, but I'm already scared about it jumping to the half pixel and having this. I could always undo it, whatever. It's not centered. Kind of surprised this isn't fucking things up and making them half pixel again. Yeah. No. It's not the greatest, but I think this could probably be consolidated a little bit. And this 1 pixel gap's kind of bothering me. I think I have a reason for it, but I want to test this, make sure this scales well to the, oh my god, what just happened? So add primary track, which I haven't created yet, so just to quickly show, so you look for a hotkey, so hot right now, add this, click here, add this, boom. And then to assign this, so this is audio, so this is Command T, and it always wants to do this. Annoying, very easy to fix, just delete it. So to test it, I think I can just click wherever, and then click on this little guy, audio track. Not mad about that. I might sit down, standing for a little bit. Too old for this shit. Okay. Now I think I just need to make periodic checks. My desktop audio is coming through, the mic's on, I'm showing my desktop. I do wonder now if I was getting double audio every time I played. Oh no, that's a different line. Okay. You gotta bear with me. I mean, I think things are heading in the right direction with this stream. I'm having a ton of fun working on the sound design, transitions and shit. Now that I got the Stream Deck, my excuses are running out, but you know, where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. So I think it's... Nah. Part of me wants to like make this MIDI of an actual song. I probably will at some point. I don't know why I'm just announcing all this stupid shit. That's just like stupid Easter eggs for my... I don't know, my dumb brain. But to me, this feels a little too drawn out and it's too excessive. Like, it's nice that it's a 3, 4, 5, 6. It was the same amount. I think with these, if I could... So the main reason why these are like kind of more sharpish type notes is, so for the overdub, the idea is that like you can record over stuff that you, so if you have something on the loop, you can record over previously recorded MIDI. So the idea, this is the old stuff, this is the new stuff, so there is kind of like more of a contrast between it. I could probably do it in a way where it's more similar, but this is me trying to think through like making this for other people and not just me, because that's, again, this is like traditional icon design 101, making something that's like universally ubiquitous. And there's, yeah, like if I can get this right, short of like the tap, like it doesn't matter, it should work for anyone in any language, which I think is nice, not having to rely on labels too much. I don't know if this is going to stick or if I'm going to be able to figure out a way of doing a system where there's folders with labels in the front that are clear enough. Something with the labels, like it's kind of nice just like seeing labels at times, but it is really fucking small on here. And I don't want these to be like big, fucking huge, like taking over the whole thing. Like I think the fact that I'm kind of getting away with very small icons is kind of nice. I want to keep it that way. Whether I can or not, that's to be determined. But I'll try. See, I don't get, like, why is it not doing half pixel now? But it did it. Or is it because I was zoomed in too far? No, it's just... So what I'll do in instances like this, I'll just create like a zone to draw within. So I don't know if it needs that. It's kind of somewhat logical. But again, where is this balancing out to? I'd like for that as a group to fall in the center, which is not. That just means you need to come up one. But again, this actually is not possible. That's possible. If we're looking at these as like actual MIDI notes, you can't have like half steps. So that's all within that safe spot, safe like padding. It is centered. I don't think this is centered is the problem. It's not. So this, yeah, I did center the other one, but I didn't center this one. So again, this is like first pass icons. I don't think that's a good represent. I think it shows MIDI, but it's not going to be the final one. That's for sure. And so this is Command-Shift-T. Again, these are ones that are like pretty simple, but they're very essential. And yeah, I'm just like thinking about, I'm looking at the layout of this stuff. And it's really not to say that like Command-T and Command-Shift-T are hard ones. I don't know how much I'm really going to use that, but I did look online at people who have showed some of their like what you want to add and what are some of the features. It's like those articles that talk about like, oh, here's the missing keyboard shortcuts you've been such a moron for ignoring. And so I'm trying to get at those through here as like a baseline. I mean, there's some of the obvious stuff. But it's really like the kind of cross-section of you want to have the super obvious always use stuff. So like if you're over in the, I'm like pointing at the Stream Deck. Like if your attention's here, how do you keep it from like going in and out of it? Like if I commit to just like navigating something on this, like I want to be able to have some of those key features so I'm not like always having a reason to bounce back and forth. Like I think the reality is I'm going to have my mind on the keyboard at times, and then I'm going to have my mind on like the Stream Deck, especially as it pertains to some of these deeper functionality. Like again, the instruments, instruments, audio effects, like adding this compressor needs a lot of work, but boom, like give me oh, that's a glue compressor. Why did I change that? Or is this wrong? It might not be right. See, I have too many down arrows. This is where it's like I tested it once and it worked. That's really interesting. So if I have a track selected, get the fuck out of here. So if I type compressor, it's the first one. Well, maybe it's just going to do it this way now. So this is where it's the most valuable, but it's also the most kind of dicey in terms of like, if that order changes, I'm going to start getting random shit. Worst problems, it's easy to update. So let's try this again. Add a compressor, not a glue compressor. There we go. Which, actually, that reminds me, I do want to do a glue compressor. So that is audio effects. And also, like, I'm trying to think about, so it's like chorus, echo, reverb, auto pan, like that's kind of auxiliary type stuff. Maybe that needs to go into a folder at some point. Overdrive, saturation, erosion, and drum bus. That's all like kind of grit. Amplification, maybe that's a category. Bass level EQing, multiband dynamics, and this is where like I'm coming back to the categorization of it, because I just got the Isotope the holiday bundle, and I'm on Big Sur, but they're not. So I didn't know that, but when I have all those EQing plugins, do I want to, it seems arbitrary. So I've seen people organize their stuff by like VSTs. My audio is skipping. I don't know if that's being problematic. I'm gonna close, no, I can't close Photoshop. Close my system preferences. What else can I close? Oh, my notes. Safari, yeah, I need all this stuff. Usually it's like Bluetooth stuff going on, that's the problem. Let's see, sorry. Distractions. This is where I kind of have to hit pause of like, did I fuck up? So audio effects, to me, I shouldn't really care whether they're VSTs or native. I don't know. I don't think I should think about that now. I think this is unique to live a bit more than it is like the platform of what's possible. And I'm trying to like bounce between a little bit of everything, so this can be kind of useful so people can see everything you can do. I don't know which one's the most useful. So Streamlabs I was getting into. These got big. They should not be that big. But oh, whatever. I can do my Streamlab right now, but I think Photoshop is one I'm fascinated with that I haven't even touched yet. Because there's so much deep functionality baked into this. This could be runaway. And these all need to, these will stay. Can I rename all of these? Rename layers like a boss. Get the fuck out of here. Keep your sketch files. Yeah, there's a way, it's just a plugin. Whatever. I'm probably gonna need that if I start fucking around with reorganizing everything. Which probably will happen. And I really need to organize. So the landings have all been in like this. As you can see, it's kind of a gross structure of like having all these images in line with all of these. I'm definitely gonna need that plugin. Not to say I can't just like create the folder. It's a very easy cleanup of the existing files, but it's like if I ever want to update that one and have it go to the right place, I have to have the folder or the artboard name updated. So that's just a little bit of playing. I don't know, did I have Unsplash plugin? They're useless. That's not that bad. So I need you 35. There. Don't need all those. Boom. So now I have a new grid properly named. Again, probably faster ways to do it, creating an array, but like that wasn't too bad. I do want to see something. Okay, mic's on. I thought I turned it off for a second. I was fucking around with live. Okay. So the other part of this is just need to create a new profile. Comes with this welcome one. Whatever. Just delete that. I don't get is like you create a new one, but you can't rename it. It's just going to be called Profile 1 until you go in and rename it. Strange. Adobe Photoshop. Okay. Right now I have this. I just call it JW.S default. I don't know if it's like desktop, whatever it is. But that's the one, like if you're not in any of these overrides, it'll show that. And again, you can override the override. So, haha, fuck. gonna get that plugin. I'm gonna rename layers like a boss. Apparently that's... I don't have artboards, not layers. Layers and artboards. How much is this gonna cost? Where the fuck is it? Just give me the goddamn download. Hey, it's free. Let's go. Okay. So, plugins, rename it. Rename selected artboards. So this should be Photoshop slash landing's such a stupid word, but I've done it already. Whatever. Sequence. Oh. Better not add fucking numbers on this. Recently used empty history. Oh, but I'm stupid. Gotta do it again. Plugins, rename it. That's nice. It has a find and replace too. Photoshop slash landing slash. Missed the last slash. So that way, like, I can literally just select the artboard, push return down, and then just type in the name. That's nice. Should donate. All this shit I skipped over because I just wanted to get it. Pro tip, use %. I'll copy the current selected layer's name. Convert to uppercase. In God's name, %u. Plugins. So this is definitely, like, this rename it is something that's definitely getting a button on the Stream Deck. Like, look at these fucking commands. Like, I don't have time for that. So, oh shit. That's nice. So rename it might actually get a folder of all these like syntax. Convert to title case. Damn. No. Can't be afraid to come full circle, I guess. Definitely wrong about that stuff before. This is super valuable. I mean, I don't want it right now, but I don't want to have to keep coming back to this. So what I might change gears real fast. Sketch. So I'm gonna want a. Actually, I'm gonna want to rename all these. What was it? Command Option Shift R. Control Command Shift R. Fuck. None of them. Oh, there's no command. Yeah, there's no command involved. So it should be sketch slash landing. Boom. Damn, that's super fucking nice. Slash. Oh, I did it again. Son of a bitch. So so this is the the fucking clogger. Option Control Shift. It's like it's these three. You wonder why we get fucking carpal tunnel. So I should be using my tablet, but doing icon design with a tablet is like you're gonna want to die if you do that too long. Okay, so this should be title. One of these, I just kind of pick a random one for now. So this should be rename it. Fuck. So for now, just to get the functionality working, I know this doesn't make sense. Don't just stop. That can't be right, is it? That's the icon. Well, I guess we'll just do it. So this should be centered. I thought I created a title. Oh, I did. So this should be rename. Created a text style, folder label, and it's gone. I did find if you hold, again, another fucking claw grip, command option, you can select hidden stuff. Which is interesting. So what I want to do, I don't know how I get paid to do this sometimes. Just a mess. So these guides are on like old safe spaces, but I don't know if I'd be interested to find if I could get a plugin where I can reset grids for every artboard. That'd be really nice. Or paste to every artboard, because then I could do like an overlay of like, here's the safe space, here's like the target area for XYZ, and have all these folders I can turn it on. I could probably create a symbol. See, we're just like Googling this shit. Paste or sketch, paste, multiple artboards. Lazy boards, let's go. Definitely my fucking jam. Download inside. Let's get fucking lazy. Let's go. Oh, don't open that again. How you doing that? Get out of here. This is like, I am not staying on task. So that's just not centered. Let's go. So if I do like a fill, sorry if you're expecting a linear process, like, not gonna happen. So I think I've been trying to do multiples at 8. So I guess I've worked at Apple long enough where that's rubbed off on me. Was it 92, 104? I had it right. One thing I learned since they got rid of or updated the widgets, and you can't have a calculator in the right rail anymore. Not yet, I'm sure it's coming. But you can do math in the Spotlight. Yeah, it's 104 divided by, it's 13. So actually that is right, because I think that's 40 pixels padding around, this being the safe space. So what I can do is create a group, create a symbol, No. I want a base. I want this symbol to be exactly the size of the canvas. So I'll put this fucker in here. Don't want anything on it. I just want it there. I don't want it locked. Okay. So this is called icon overlay. There's guides, it's like save space. I just, my brain. Icon overlay, let's go. So, where's this plugin? Lazy boards, duplicate layer to all artboards. I don't think there's a way back from this. We select layers to duplicate. Yeah. It is selected. Did it do it? No. Actually, I want it off. Yeah. Duplicate layer to all artboards. Please select layers to duplicate. Cannot be artboards. I'm not selecting a fucking artboard. Whatever. I'll come back to that. I shouldn't have been working on that anyways. So I'll delete it from there. And then I'll just modify the symbol and hopefully it's from there. I don't know. So we'll get this going. I think this will be interesting to see the value in it. So go here. You're on sketch, landing. So hide this guy. So again, oh no, what we need is a folder, because what I'm thinking is within here, so this is where I'll want to go to, and I'll just copy this arrow, go to, I put that in Photoshop? I did. Let's just call this sketch. Just add a Photoshop one now while we're at it. Photoshop. And so I know DaVinci is going to be in here as well. Problem is like when I start overwriting, unless I want to commit a ton of oh, fuck. I think I just figured out a system for that too. I can scale these as much as I want. I think it's a better solution. I'll do it in a second. I'm trying to do one thing at a time here. But this is pretty much how I stayed up till 2 in the morning. DaVinci Resolve. Okay. So I'm gonna do this rename thing real fast, and then I'm gonna do the profiles thing. Oh, and you can connect different accounts in here, if that's not totally obvious. That's why with like the Stream Deck, streaming, you can have Twitter. So I can do like a design, like live streaming. So as I'm like getting fired up, like I don't have to worry about like going over to Twitter. I wish there's something for Instagram too. I'm sure there's a way. Nah, stories. I don't think you can automate story posts. But again, this is just like, yes, this is a lot of legwork, but when I get into it, this is going to be so much more valuable. Of just like every day, I have less shit to worry about. Like I can focus on broader things than like, oh fuck, I gotta send a tweet for this. Oh fuck, I gotta like do all this stuff. That's where it's like all this like system thinking, and it sucks. It's painful, but I fully plan to reap the rewards of this, and I don't think it's too far off. I think this is getting to a spot where I can start using it, testing it, gaining the benefits of it, and then yeah, whatever. I'm rambling. I lost my train of thought. So I need to delete. Frig you. No. Okay, set from file. Stream Deck. So I had this global folder. I think I put the back in. Yeah, there you go. Oh, fuck, that's not the right one. And you can't undo in this either. That's alright, I have it right there. So it's this little fucker. Set from file, back. Back. Boom. So that'll go back. So in here, I think I need a multi-action. Okay, so what I need to have happen is hotkey. Boom. And what was this lobster grip? So I need Option Control Shift R. Yeah. So that is that. So that'll activate the rename. And then where was it? So I want convert to uppercase. So I want another. No, I want text, because that's going to be the input. Just enter after. That should close it out. I wonder if it's this easy. So this would be uppercase. Okay. So in theory, if I push that button, it should open up the plugin, type in their shorthand, and rename it to uppercase. Son of a bitch. Why didn't it? So it opens it. Should be pasting that in there. Is it not? Either way, just as a test, see if I can get this to hotkey, push enter. That should force close anything, but I don't get why that's not entering in. So uppercase, let's go. So it did close it, just not taking the input text. wonder if we put, so you can't actually add delays in here. I don't think this has anything to do with it. It's just not registering this. I want to copy this. So it's not taking system text. I could run them individual characters, which seems really stupid, but maybe that's what has to happen. So if I do a hotkey for bone, oh, shift 5? Why is it doing that? Okay, copy, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. So ideally this is going to open it up and it's going to have a percentage sign in there. Nothing. Why the fuck can't I target it? Tab. This is really fucking weird. So we're gonna do another test. Hide that. So not hotkey. I don't. It's got to be text. I just don't understand why it's not. Actually, no. I want to see if it's just not going to react to anything. This just might not be possible. Hotkey. So if I assign tab. Oh, you can't assign tab? What? Maybe it is text. Just shows up as a blank, but let's see what happens. Cancel. Oh, so it tabbed to the other artboard before it was able to do it. Maybe that's the problem. I bet you that's it. It was pasting the text before it could place it in there. Text. I'm going all in. Let's fucking go. Press enter. This shit. Oh! Fucking right. I don't want that uppercase, but so this is where I just want to see how slow, like how a little of a gap I can get away with before scaling this to everything else. That still works. 100th. Excuse me. I hiccup once out of nowhere. It can be loud. Hopefully it's not too loud. So it just needed some sort of delay, which is kind of wild. Okay, cool. So now, I actually saw there were other, I might need another folder within this. How many are there? There's convert case, there's 5, 10, 12. Just rename selected artboards works the same way as rename. Yeah, so this can all fit in one. I think it's kind of nice. What I will need to do, so I will need, I mean, this is kind of, yeah, I'll have to redo. That's okay. So I'm, just for my own stupid sake. So all these alignments still work, and like if I need a reference, like if I move stuff around, I'll still just indent one. So this is the child of that, which is kind of whatever. Works for my brain. So these, this reminds me, this gives me another idea. Another use case, at least, is that I just don't have anything specific in mind. There's not a base level function. No, don't do that. So I can just do rename or open. I don't know what the right word is. I'll figure that out. The idea being that there is no, it's purely going to open it. So I could really just use an action. I don't know if there's any issue with using a multi-action when you don't actually do it. But this is like a hotkey, actually, is what it is. So Command Shift R. Command Shift, no. Shift R. Fuck off. I'm just going to, no, I'm being stupid. I should have backtracked. So this should just be open. So this is just launch the prompt, which I'll probably end up using a lot. Yeah, this is probably gonna be my primary use. I don't know why I thought that was such like a revelation, but being slow, everything's eye-opening. So now I have on here, I can just rename it. So this is sketch / rename / Okay. So this will need to be all at some point. I'm gonna do more mapping for a second. This needs to be uppercase. But why is it chugging? Where's my CPU usage? Uh-oh. Ooh, it's really... It's 9%. What the fuck is going on? That's what I don't get. Like, it says 67%, but this readout's reading at like 9%, which always seems way too low. I mean, it doesn't, you never hear the Mac Pro, but it doesn't seem like it's working hard, except for the jumpy audio, but whatever. So we're in Sketch, we're in, so I lost my profile switching, which I'll get back to in a second. So uppercase, open, so I want to duplicate this, and I'll just go through all of these little, I might not even want all these. Ascend number sequence. So this might get more difficult. Let's do these. Title case. This will be easy wins. I like easy wins. Title case. So we'll just go through and update this text. And this shit is literally this easy. Camel case. What is camel case? Mention in which capital letter is used for the first letter of a word. That's what I thought it was, but how the fuck is it going to pick out words? Okay, camel case it is. So really what I should do is just that camel case. Okay. No, stop that. So just make a bunch of these. And what's crazy too is like I can just make another layer of nested folders within here. Like you can, the amount of shit you can assign values to is, as far as I can tell, there's no limitation on like how deep in the folder structure you can go. Yeah, which also gets me, like you can't move the back button? That's stupid. That's really dumb. I was hoping to have like the profile up here, so if you get deep within like a nested tree, you can make it back to the parent category quickly. Yeah. Audio's cutting out again, so if I look skittish, that's probably why. I wonder if I need to plug in my iPad. Maybe it's just, I don't know if it changes connections to wired USB, but doesn't hurt to try, I guess. Okay. Sorry, distracted. Gotta plug my stream elsewhere. Someone asking on the gram about, or talking about the deck. And with 60 subscribers, whatever it is, which is awesome. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone here, bravo for making through all this. I'm sure this is going to be like helpful in moments. I don't know. I don't know if the design's more helpful at this point. Like icon design, kind of everyone can do. If you're here and you have questions, feel free to ask. To me, like, I really like doing the icon design, but getting into like the functionality and all that shit is just like nerding out on, like, again, systems. I'm very much a system person. That's probably just my bias. Okay. Let's go. Alright, let's get this fucking thing done. See? Oh, cursor's jumpy. I wonder if it's my phone. This is like if I have too many Bluetooth devices around, things get weird. But I really only have my mouse and keyboard right now. I don't know why it's throwing a fit. But you can see it's so jumpy. Maybe I need to quit something. I'll quit Photoshop for now. That's probably taking up tons of... Although I thought with the Mac Pro I wouldn't be having to close a bunch of shit, but, you know, it already seems smoother. That's just Adobe. Whatever. What's this, lowercase? Edit the action. System text. Is that right? Yes, lowercase. Okay. So we got lowercase. I mean, I'll definitely want to reorganize this. Is there title case? And, oh, convert to upper first word. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna put that title in there, but let's see. Upper first, I guess. Okay. So that's all these. Title case. It's not in there yet. These are all the duplicates. So maybe I can start organizing these a little bit. Width of the selected layer. Fuck, this could turn into a whole other... This is kind of an edge case. I think I'll probably just put this in here. I'm curious how this works though. So if I put width in here, and I hit, oh, I didn't change it. Shit, which camel case? Is it this one? It is the first one. So width. So then, curious, yeah, so if I push width on this, does it not know how to do it with artboards? That is the problem. Oh. Okay. Why doesn't it... That's... I guess the size of the artboard doesn't really matter, so if I push width... Oh, it does do it. I don't know why it wasn't working. Man. So what I could do is... dimensions. So if I go in here and add width plus, I'm hoping their syntax is as obvious as I think. Oh no, I'll do X. No, I have my multiply character. I don't. I thought it was on the substitute. This is how I do it still. I've done this search many times. I do have a keyboard shortcut built into Mac OS, which just doesn't seem to be working here. See, I wonder if there's a way of... How do I amend it to what? There's got to be like a current. Rename and sequence ascending numbers, alphabet sequence. Oh, you can do it. So how would I do this? Okay, well, let's just see if this works real fast. So if I want to rename this and just name it the dimensions. Oh. So then if I paste this and do, let's say, plus dimensions, this is where it's going to take a little bit of homework. I mean, I could use my shortcut, because I already got open, so if I just want to open the prompt. How could I do it? Tab, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, you can't do it. Down arrow? So if I do space % width, sketch rename. Yeah, so that's, so I just need parentheses, % width by % height. Copy. Okay. So to add this on, so now I want to rename this. I want to add dimensions to it. I have my plus dimensions button. Fuck. That's kind of sweet. This is going to be a problem. Oh man. Well, that's, I think, useful. I think I'll probably go through this and find out what exactly is most useful. I think it's really interesting the fact that like they have all these different ones on the site in terms of like modifiers. I don't know why they don't list like the standard. Oh yeah, it's right here. Oh, I'm just stupid. Yeah, this I'm gonna just have to bookmark and come back to. There's gonna be a ton more icons. At least it'll be all type-based, which could be kind of nice. Yeah, I'm already thinking of some icons for this. Again, so now this is the landing for Sketch. So what I was talking about with like the profiles, I think because this list is getting long and I don't want it to get longer, so I can have a button that just switches profiles. I hope I can target. Actually, I might not be able to do it. I was going to create a folder and have a folder of the profiles. I think I can do that. Stream Deck, random action, switch profile. I create a folder, go in, switch profile. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. Okay. So default will always be first. Actually, I think I'll want these at the bottom. Kind of what I was saying, it's that just a little usability thing. So capture one. Ableton. Sketch. Photoshop. DaVinci. And then streaming is the current hierarchy. But what'll be nice is I can have different icons. So which one I'm ever active on. I kind of have it here on, so I'm going to copy this folder. I really shouldn't be proliferating this yet because it's not done. Because it's going to copy everything that's inside, and the fact that these lack any sort of icon. Actually, this is all wrong. Fuck. I remember this. So actually, okay. I'm getting way the fuck ahead of myself on this stuff. So this is the folder for the different profiles. What I want is a multi-action because, so I want to switch profile. First one, I think I'm going to put all of them. There'll even be duplicates. So if I'm on JW.S default, I can still push JW.S default and have it go basically out of that profiles little window. And then, fuck, what was the other thing I wanted to do? No, I had it right. Yeah, I had it right. I was thinking I needed to like close out of it, but it's going to take you to the landing. Yep. Or no, it's switch profiles. Sorry, got to do this again. Although I think the order might be different this time. Most often use capture one, probably Photoshop, Sketch, Ableton, DaVinci, and streaming. So this, if I go into, so I have the title, slabs. This is all work in progress. And this is where it'd be great, like if you could set the equivalent of symbols. So anytime you update that symbol in one place, it's just proliferated around, but they don't have anything like that that I can tell. DaVinci's not done yet. Live, I gotta fix that. That's a shitty FPO. I was playing with the idea of just having it like pushed to the background. It still sucks, but you know, good enough for me. I think I just scaled it up. Yeah, I'll just leave it for now. I want to do something kind of cool with each of them. I think the only one I'm kind of happy with is Capture 1. Just like the really big C1. And I think this is something that could be on like a slow animated loop where it just like does like a vertical, like basically does a vertical marquee. But let me export out this title. Title. Okay, so we got that. We don't have a sketch one yet. Photoshop we don't have. Capture 1 I have. Title. I should also organize this a little better. And then the landing one, I really hate this, but you know, it's what I got. So this, I can do Photoshop for now, Sketch for now. I just can't, I shouldn't add this. I could. I'll just have to just recopy over all of them. If I go back. So if I copy this to live, so I have the old icon here. If I delete that, paste the folder, add the live title. Boom. So how this is going to work, so on my board, if I push the live title, it opens up switching, so then I can just click on Capture 1, and then I'm in Capture 1. Same thing. I delete that, paste, and I put the Capture 1 title. Boom. Push Capture 1, takes me in here. I can go back by pushing the same button, which is nice. So I can just kind of toggle my profiles on and off very quickly. I can go default again, get rid of this, paste. Yeah, I'm doing exactly what I said I shouldn't do, but you know, I have a really short memory and I get carried away with stuff. Audio's bugging out again. Hopefully it's still working. Yeah. So again, my profile switching should be coming together. Boom. Go to live. Live. Go to slobs. Oh, that trash truck's coming. This is a good time to grab some food right quick. I'm eating all day. Actually, not really hungry, but let's get the slobs title. Yeah, I'm gonna have so much reworking to do just because of shit like this. Like, this is not what I'd recommend. Just, yeah. It's fun to see things come together, but you have to be ready to backtrack and redo a lot of work. Ooh. Okay. So let's go to, I started trying to get to Photoshop, but I never made it. So what would be some good actions? I should quit Photoshop. I should quit Capture One. I am not using this at all. Okay. Oh, I've got so many icons to do. This is why I think we're gonna launch in 2 phases. Like, getting this figured out alone. Just saying it's trash truck's too bad. Getting this figured out alone is gonna be tough. But yeah, it's gonna be to animate all these. And I don't know if all of them are gonna animate. Some of them might be just very, very simple. And actually, Buddy's doing the animation. He's like wrapping his head around it, and there might be some interesting limitations around like how much memory it takes to have all these animations. Like, if everything's animating at once, is like the Stream Deck gonna melt down, or is it good with that? How big can these GIFs be? Like, we may have to kind of tailor things back a little bit. I'd love to just have no restrictions. I don't know what's in here. I mean, right now it doesn't do a ton. It displays the screen or an animated GIF and then sends very short commands. Doesn't seem like it'd be that bad. Okay, Photoshop. Let's go. Yes, it's CC20, whatever. I don't even think I'm on 2021 yet. Just don't want to bother. I'll just do an empty doc. Create. Okay, so what would be some useful... I don't think any of these... Some of these deeper ones of... I forget some of the shortcuts sometimes. Actually, with that truck coming, I'm going to be right back in 2 seconds. I'm going to mute this. What do I have? Actually, I might have to program this right now. It's desktop full stream. I got my idiot cam. Wait, which one am I on right now? Oh, I am using that. This is desktop. So I want to add an extra one. That's going to be right back. Change this to be right back. And this is spiking. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to mute this. I'm going to use my oh, so you can have different... Okay, so you can have like on and off titles. Just whatever. Active. Ideally, there'd be more of a obvious active state, but there's not. So I'm gonna mute this. There is no trash truck. There's no spoon. Actually, I don't know if there's gonna be audio on this. Let's see what happens. Oh, there is. I'm gonna go ahead and mute that. I should be back in like 2-3 minutes or so. Maybe like 5. Be back in 5. Sorry, these toggle buttons are not super obvious. I'm trying to figure out what. As my computer's lagging the fuck out. I apologize if there's still audio. It might be looping. I don't know. Oh no, I had this right. Man, my computer is not happy. Alright. I got this sorted out. On the wrong scene still. There we go. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious, like my computer's really not liking having Photoshop and Sketch open. I don't know if this should still be a pretty light file. It's not even it's not even a megabyte. It's crazy. But I can just hear the audio getting all jumpy. Excuse me. I wonder if it's memory, if I'm finally hitting a wall with that. No, oh, don't do that. Doesn't seem to be a memory issue. Like I'm literally, I don't know if it's coming through on here, but I'm just hearing static. Just like popping in and out. It's very light, but it is definitely noticeable. I think this is why people who stream have a secondary computer doing it. I wonder if that's, maybe I need to look into how to do that. If I can use my laptop as the device that's actually doing the streaming. Looks like I'm losing frames now too. Hopefully it's alright. I don't know, I'm just gonna keep chugging. If it gets too bad, I may have to quit. I think there's been a good amount, or just jump off the stream. I'm definitely gonna keep jamming on this. Yeah, maybe it's, I mean, I have great suspender. I think that's what it's called. Whatever, it suspends tabs you don't use to kind of save CPU, but I would hate to leave right now after just like making people wait. And of course the trash truck's coming back right now, which is just fucking rad. So for this, I know I'm gonna have sound icons. So we can hide this for now. I mean, I should use my profile switching. Photoshop. So that's my profile switcher. I already copied it in there. I think I really just need to identify some interesting stuff that would be helpful. Oh, I know one right off the bat. Actually, it's not as big of an issue in this. It's more in Sketch. It's like using ligatures and activating that is such a pain in the ass. I'm actually going to do that real fast. I'm sorry. So if I rename this ligatures. So sometimes, oh, I never undid the capitalization on that. So with my font, it always happens, and it's such an obscure thing to have to go look up every time. Sketch. Okay, so I'm activating it over here. Let me pull this down a little bit. So I'm going to create a new hotkey. So this is where I think I have to go System Preferences and then go keyboard. Where are you? Keyboard. Shortcuts. App shortcuts. you can see I already have a couple in here. I've collapsed all groups, which is one of my favorites. It keeps everything organized. Layout settings. That's definitely something I need a map on here. So that reminds me. Layout settings. Is that the same as grid settings? What is it? Layout settings, Option Command L. So let's see, Command L. So this is layout settings. So if I go back to Sketch and do layout settings. Nice. Okay. Oh. I mean, my brain's just running away. This is the problem. It's a good problem. So what my brain starts thinking of is like, if I go to layout settings, I can make layout settings a folder. No, it'd have to be a separate action. I can make it a folder, so I click into it. But I could create different layout setting presets to apply to each. So what I could do is create a multi-action. Okay, I'm actually going to try it real fast. Multi-action. Okay, so we want to have a key. We have a hotkey. So this is going to be the same one. It's going to open up the base, the settings. So then what do we need? You push tab. I wonder if there's any other way, if there's down. No. I don't know if tab's gonna work. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Let's add a delay, because apparently we need that in order for it to hold while it loads. So we can't do tab as a hotkey. So I'd like to just put tab. I want to see if this works before I go any further. So this would be this guy. Oh, fuck, it does work. So then I can do another one. So this says total width 1440. Tab. Number of columns 12. Right? Copy, paste. So gutter width. So if I do 1440. Ooh. Let's tab to get to there. So I want this to say 12 columns. This is columns. This is where the title is nice, is where I can just start setting total width. Or let's just do width. This needs to be tab. Okay, so let's see if this is. It's tab. That's right. Okay. And 1, 2 more tabs. Tab, tab. Let's tab it. This is what, 3? Yeah, this is 3. Tab, tab. We need a tab, tab. Okay. So we got our columns. So let's say we go gutter width 20 pixels. This could just never end. Sorry, I'm just thinking how I could then. I'll show it in a second. I'm actually going to do it. Why not? So this is gutter width. I actually wonder if I could do everything all in one. Kind of interesting. Gutter width, so this would be 20 pixels. Column width would be fine. So we go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I could probably push enter any time. Okay. So that's gutter width. And then one thing I was thinking about doing is, so if I do a hotkey, so this would be whatever that rename, I think it's Option Control Shift R. This is the rename step. And then I can do a text. And I can do, what was it, %n? I don't really need it. So I'm thinking like if I want to specify in the naming convention of my, so this is like a 1440 like web design type thing. I guess I don't know if I typically need it. No, I could do, so what I can do is %L. So that's large. So I could have settings so every time, like if I have homepage, I want to set the grid. Yeah, this may or may not work. I press enter. So artboard title. Okay. I need a delay. Yes, I do need a delay. Okay. All goes to plan. This should have the new settings and renamed Well, no, let's try this on an artboard that's 1440. Or no, I do, what is it, 1680? Let's just say this is JW.S homepage. And I want to apply my layout settings, which what is it? Option, or is it? Wait, is there no layout on here yet? Maybe not. Layout, layout, layout. There we go. So if I push this button, 1440 layout. Let's see what the fuck happens. Ah, son of a bitch. What happened? No delay? That delay was long enough. So hotkey brings up the rename, delay, let's do a second. Artboard. A second's long, it shouldn't have to be that long. Well, this is cancel. So this is still like this, 1440. So I got the syntax of the rename wrong. So this would be in here, plus dimensions. What is this text? This is the original name. 1440 layout. I thought it was %n, but it's not. Let's try this again. This is the original settings. And boom. Okay. This is almost like I need a layer for a folder for layouts. There's no way I want this stuff always visible. Wow, that is crazy. Excuse me. So rename down here. We're just gonna have to do it. Folder, layouts. I'll just call it layout because that might be. No, it's gonna be layout. Or do I just call it? Like document settings. I don't know what other document settings I have. Okay. Sorry, I started this with trying to do, what's it called? It appears as if my cam is frozen. There's definitely worse things that could happen. Let me try switching scenes real fast. I wonder if that was what was causing. Let me see what's going on here. Try changing the settings. There we go. Nope. Hey, it's working. Whatever. I do wonder if the mic was cut off. So if I was talking that whole time and it wasn't updating, that's really shitty. I didn't bother checking the mic levels. They're working now. I can just do a quick recap of what I just did. So it's not painful if you heard it. If not, you can actually understand what you just saw. It's really not that much. The steps are pretty self-explanatory, but looking at like the sketch layouts, starting this with, I mean, all the just, I don't know where I started with this. I think I started with like trying to get open type features more available, and then ended up doing full layouts and renaming artboards, which is crazy, but really nice actually. I mean, shit like this, like if you can just get this baked into a workflow, it just makes everything so much cleaner, like in terms of like how to find things. I feel like a broken record. I just keep saying like about like, oh, like system design. Like, yeah, it's kind of fucking important. Okay, so I have layouts. So with that, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do like stuff for web design. I'm gonna do stuff for like Instagram, everything. Everything that I could ever want on a layout. Like that, like this whole Stream Deck thing is something worth investing in, but like those layouts and like getting your file set up correctly every time is gonna be so valuable. And just the fact that like it's not something I'm stuck having all these template like files laying around. Like I kind of do. I have some folders that contain baseline templates, but I don't want to have that around. So if I can just open up a new document, not having to like think about which template I'm grabbing, which one's up to date, like I just pop in here. I'm gonna create new artboard. Like I'm gonna have an artboard. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it right now. So this way I'm gonna have a folder of artboards, which I'm gonna keep the layouts no matter what, because sometimes I maybe want to change layouts. I think specifically with like gutter width, I think that's something that changes across. And so like if I had different gutter widths, then I have different template files, which like I don't want to have to deal with that. Only thing I'm kind of worried about is the inability to center the layouts, which should be terrible. If I have to do it, I have the button, I can open it, then I can just click center, close, and I'm done. Unless I'm missing something and there's a way to do center, but maybe not. So I'm gonna have all my artboard sizes here, which will be good. So I'm just gonna say sketch for now. Again, I'm trying not to get too far into icon design right now. If there's anyone here, it's just probably not. It's I don't know, midday. I'm curious if this is something anyone would ever have on. I'm still trying to figure out the best time to stream. It's rad seeing like people. I mean, to me, like one person watching anything, and people putting their time towards this shit is awesome. So seeing like views go up, seeing subscribers go up, kind of encouraging. I don't know. Feedback is always welcome. I have no idea what I'm doing. This Streamlabs for sure helping things. It's just fucking wild. So one thing I was gonna do, I don't know if I had audio, if the audio was working, if the because the camera is the mic. I know it's not great. I have a gaming headset that the mic gets leverage from sometimes. But it's kind of, I don't like having that. And this, I think I put a couple different filters on there. I think it works well enough. But yeah, that's where was it going? Oh yeah, the camera using the mic. So if it froze, I don't know if audio froze with it. I've been having some issues with it. It's like the Logitech magnetic one that sits on top of the Pro XDR. It works pretty well. I guess I'll leave it at that. So if I want to do, yeah, okay, resetting. Sorry, I'm like kind of pumped about this. Like this is the kind of shit I went freelance for. It's just to like chase these fucking whims of like, I didn't know I was gonna get a Stream Deck and it would kind of rethink everything. And I'd want to create all these icons for it. I mean, I think there's value to it. I definitely want to. Maybe if you're a subscriber, I'll give it away for free or something. I don't like. It's the whole idea is not to make money, but I think now that I'm basically unemployed, I have the options to work, but I'd rather not. I'd rather keep doing shit like this. And there's a lot of upkeep costs with all this. Like my burn rate is pretty high with all the services. I'm a little scared to see what the Amazon bucket comes back with this month. I don't have a great way of looking at analytics. They're very complex in S3. They're not. They're complex for me. Let me rephrase that. But stuff like this tends to grow on an exponential scale sometimes. Like one person tells someone, they tell someone, like it's really just a numbers game, and if it catches on, like maybe it's gonna hit that ramp, and if it does, like I may have like a $1,000 bill for S3 bucket. I don't think it'll ever get there. I that would be the best fucking problem ever. Yeah, that's my tangential brain at work. So, what I was getting at with the mic cutting off is talking about wanting to get to shortcuts. So right with my font, a lot of times it defaults to using the ligatures, which it doesn't seem to be doing. I must have turned it off. So it's open type features, ligatures, common ligatures. Oh no, it's like 10th. There, that. And the kerning's wrong, so I have a lot of work to do on the font, but like this one, it works in some instances, but most instances when I'm doing like UI, like for the titles and stuff, like I don't want that fucking thing on. I want no ligatures, but there's no readily available way. Like it's one of those things I've been frustrated with the amount of time it takes for me to just like, okay, I gotta go like, okay, it's text, it's open features, it's ligatures, like again, not the worst, but like stupid problem to have. So I just need to get the exact name. So common ligatures. So sketch common ligatures. Hopefully I'm able to spell correctly. So my way of doing custom is I just do Control Option Command. I just mash the bottom three and just do whatever. Although does that mean there's a conflict? I think it does. If I had Shift? No, there's no shot. It's all those. No, that's, why would it give a, oh, that's the highlight color I have now. I'm gonna stay focused. No. Common ligatures. So I'm gonna have my folders at the bottom. I may put folders at the top. This is where testing is gonna come involved. But hotkey ligatures. Uh-oh. I'm assuming that audio means I'm gonna check something. There's like there's yellow bars on Streamlabs right now. I don't know if this is bitrate or what the fuck the problem is. I'm getting some drop frames, but it's not terrible. It's still like 24 frames per second. I have to figure out what's going on here. I wish it gave me more info on like why it's dropping frames. Okay, so I have my, oh, wow, getting real jumpy. My ligatures button, and it doesn't work. That's good. Fuck you. What went wrong? Shouldn't it show if I have text, ligatures? Yeah, why? It's showing it. Yeah, observe those fucking keystrokes, dummy. Wait, why is it disabled? That's... I mean, that's what I should be seeing. Oh. There's got to be a conflict. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay, this is like getting pretty fucked. I'm gonna try something. You're gonna see the stream right now. Whatever. I'm just gonna disconnect this. I think this, like, using Sidecar to my iPad. I think that's where the problems are. So yeah, there's Streamlabs. Hey, no one's here. Sick. So then this means if I have chat, I can just keep chat here. I wonder if it's had so many issues that it like dropped it, but that's something else, whatever. Common ligatures, let's add shift in the mix. What do you got? There's no fucking shot. There's a conflict with this. There was. Son of a diddly. But now that I have that feature available, I'm very, very happy. I didn't make it far in Photoshop, did I? Audio's still cutting out. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna just be done with live for now. I'm just gonna start shutting shit down. I don't know what this is. Quit. I'm sure every bit helps. Okay, that's nice. So, that's the key to any of the hotkeys. I'm here all day. Is just creating like a key binding to anything. I just closed it, but live, you can create all these custom key bindings. You can create MIDI mappings. And like if there isn't, so some apps have like a built-in way. I don't think there is a way. So they don't have a way of creating new ones. So that's where you have to go through at a system level, which is really nice. Like recommend doing a lot of this. I don't know why. That's profile switching, or that's like workspace switching in Capture One, which is interesting. I don't know why that's there, but so yeah, sometimes like if you can't do it in app, come to the system preferences, and there you can find it. I never read it in Photoshop. So what would be, I think a line would be nice. So I'll create a folder. Line, so that way I can do all these sort of alignment methods. Fuck is this? Placeholder? I don't. What is that? I don't know. No clue. I think filters would be a good one. So that way I can just access all these. Not a lot of type options. A lot of these aren't that bad to access, is the thing. I think probably adjustment layers is another good one. DJ layers. I don't know how many of these have shortcuts. Layer new. I mean, this is, like, I don't know if I want to create like a new. So then it's like all my elements are within there, but I think that might be too nested because then it'll be like new and then like adjustment layers and then like type layer. New fill layer, that's for sure. So it'll be layer. So I could do it almost by, I could do like a select folder, filter folder, view, window. And there'll be so many key bindings, but that's okay. Extra work. Group layers, remove frame from layer. I didn't know that. You could toggle visibility with keyboard shortcuts. I think I do this. Layers. type. Select. That's great. I have one blind that's broken and won't turn, and it just puts like this band of light through. With where the sun is right now, if I lean in, it's just like right in my eyes. It's pretty good. Let's see. Image, we definitely want. So I think folders are taking on a little different of a use case here. I think folders are going to be primary primary usages to access, like, because there's so much in Photoshop to unpack from all those layers or all those sections. Yeah, select, filter, let's filter. These are going to be random tools. Although layer, it might be, yeah, new adjustment layer. Fuck, none of these have anything. I got some work to do. So then adjustment layers, I think will want to be its own thing. Copy, delete within layers. So now we've nested folders. I think this is, uh-oh. Oh shit, I broke it. That's not super encouraging. Hopefully I haven't hit some seems okay. Okay, one I know, actually I don't know if it has a key command. Find layers, yeah, color range. So I believe shortcuts is a thing. Alright, let's go fucking crazy with this. Color range. So I want okay. So it was option, so it's these, boom. So this is selective color. So this is super helpful if you didn't know. So let's say you have an image. It's a very quick way of doing masking. So let's see if I can open up an image real fast. Wallpapers. Actually pretty good. Learn more or get started. Where's the fuck off option? This is a JPEG. Why the fuck? Oh my god. Cancel. Really? That's what it wants? Okay. Interesting. No, that'll, what's the image size? Okay, sorry, this is really stupid. Canvas size 800, no, 3600, 2400. Oh my god, I don't know what that frame's about. Okay, my super quick example that's not going quickly. So it's nice that I can do selective color, and then it'll show me different colors I'm picking. So if I want to just like target the sky really quickly, it depends. Like it's better if it's higher contrast because you're gonna get some residual through here. Like you can see it picked up some elements here, which you can always go into quick mask and just quickly brush those out. My opacity's 30, that's why. So you can see like it got the bulk of it, but you still have to go through. You kind of have to be careful with this. This is one of those like quick and dirty things, like it works sometimes, but you can fuck around with the smoothing too, which is something I didn't really do just now. But you see all this pixelation, like if you get stuff, especially like with my images that have grain added to them, like there's some tonality in it that kind of bleeds through and you get this sort of fall off, and it becomes less useful because then like one thing you can do is you can create a mask out of it. Oh no, you can't, not when you're doing that. So now you can create a mask out of it. So I selected everything I wanted to keep. You can invert it. This is just stupid. But yeah, so I use it a lot. I think it's a super helpful tool. Don't make shit like this. This looks terrible. All right, selective color. What else do we have? Modify border, smooth, feather, grow. There might not be as many as I thought in here. I'm curious about this modification. I haven't really done too much. Selected mask. I've never heard of that before. Isolate layers. Find layers. Option shift. I've never really used it, but it's kind of one of those why not. It seems like a nice idea. So, oh, so it just toggles up here, but you can't close out of it. That's interesting. Okay. So this is all in select. I'm just gonna start adding stuff that I know I really want to use. So this is one that was taught to me a long time ago. Probably one of the best secrets, I guess, in terms of like if you need to clip something out. There's just a good image I can find real fast. See what's on ESPN. Okay, take this. Oh, get out of your plugin. Let's say you have this type of image. Use the tragic wand. You get rid of it. Or let's say, yeah, I'll just delete for now. You should use a mask. But you can see how there's like these edges that go around. What this does, image, matting, defringe. You see how it took off all those kind of white pixels? It just kind of like pulls it in by a pixel, and that's usually all you need. And you can see there's so many times on like even stuff that makes it to production. Like you'll see that kind of 1 pixel edge, and it's really just a matter of doing that one extra step. So it's super useful. Later, dude. I gotta check email again. Do I work or not work? Always distracted. Let's get global. Let's get the back updated. And what I'm curious about is like I don't know how well this like backs things up or where. What's more actions? Oh, that's that. So I've heard people sharing configuration files. I'll look into that another time. So where am I? No, how did I do that? So I think I'm in layers. It should be layer. Layer matting. We want keyboard shortcuts. Gotta be at the bottom, right? Rasterize time. Is this really all within here? This is crazy. Yeah, defringe. So layer. Hotkey. Defringe. Nice. Three and a half hours. Not too bad. Merge visible seems like another good one. And some of these might not make the cut at the end of the day. It's just they seem like a good idea now. So adjustment layers will have to go down here. I wonder if I'm thinking about adjustment layers now. Is there no search? Layer, new. Oh, layer styles is another thing. God damn, there's gonna be so much. Layer. Just let me move it, you fuck. And if you're watching this, if this is right, I don't know. I've gotten chat messages from people when it said 0 viewers. It's probably right. I can't imagine there's as many people on right now. Didn't announce this one. Relying on subscribers and people coming back. If you have any requests for different features, functionality, let me know. Again, since I'm going to make this publicly available for a small price, I'm thinking free for subscribers since that number is so low. And I do want to do things like that. Like, people have supported me early. Like, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I want to do something, and that's where there's the Patreon, but I don't know how to get. That's a whole different thing. I'm not going to go into that now. We're here, and if you're ever watching this, thank you. I do appreciate it. Not sure where this is going, but it's fun. Probably embarrassing, and I just don't know it, but I'm good with that. So we're going to need a shit ton. Wait, blending options. Is there dialogue for that? I'm so confused. I know it's F13. Oh, that layer style. I'm an idiot. Wait, why would I? Yeah, no fucking way am I doing all these. This is just a hotkey. I never got why they had such specific layer options. I'll convert to smart object. What was that layer? I'm gonna put a title on here for now. Ooh. Woof. So much work to do. This is where, yeah, I want to do all the design for it, but it's just I don't think it's practical. With how deep this is getting much deeper than I even thought it would be this morning. Like, getting into like this shit with Sketch with like layout settings, renaming, learning about camel case. I had no idea that's what it was called. This is fucking crazy. And I think if my goal is to show how powerful this thing is, like, it's been 3.5 hours just going down the rabbit hole. If you haven't gotten it by now or seen the value of it by now, then I don't think me rambling is going to do anymore. I kind of want to get all of these at least done. I hate this. This is the only one I like. This is going to be such a long thing. So much better when they're done. Yeah, this needs love. I might take a break. I think if this is accurate and there's no one here, I was hoping for more interaction, but this is midday without promoting, so well, kind of what I expected. So I'll be back. I think probably to do more icon design. I think I'll just start slogging through a lot of the kind of organization structure, start doing some testing. It might be a little while before I come back to this. I'm probably going to start like just doing regular streams of me actually working, and I'm hopefully going to be using this a lot. See whether that actually happens or not. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Every fucking time I say that. Again, I will be checking the comments if any come through. The only one I've gotten recently is for like a porn site, which is rad. But no, like I don't expect people to be like overly active and participating about this. Like, this is pretty rough. Streams are getting better, but like me rambling, going through all sorts of crazy shit, not having as much structure as I probably should. Hopefully I'll iron some of that stuff out, get it sorted. But I'll be back maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm really liking this. I just got an email about a work contract, so I'm not sure if I'm going to take it or not. We shall see. But I'll be back one way or the other. I just don't know when. So I'm just going to push this button. Oh, and it didn't work. I'm trying to play myself out, but it's not having it. None of them. Huh. I am still here. What the fuck? That works. This is not the one I wanted to come to, I can tell you that. The old idiot cam. Oh, got audio. Oh shit. This is a mess. I can play myself out for real.